Hi, I'm Cristina Bondolowski and I'm Chief Marketing and Communications Officer for MSCI. I discovered marketing by chance. So I was studying in Madrid doing my degree in economics and business administration. I happened to land in an internship at IBM in the marketing department. And I thought it was really fascinating, this whole dynamic about how you really understand the people you sell to and how you position things in the right way and target them in the right way. Then when I finished, I landed in another position in an insurance company in the marketing department too, and then I realized, well, this is really what I like. But to do this properly, I need to learn more. So I went into an MBA, which was about commercial and marketing at the Instituto de Empresa in Madrid. And that was really the confirmation of I want to go after this. Yeah. I love marketing because it's all about people and really go deep into understanding people's problems and needs and how you can solve those problems. And then the other component it has is a real mix of art and science. People tend to think that marketing is all about advertising and the sponsorships, and that's the fantasy you see from outside, but to really get to do that and do it in an effective way so that you are able to drive business, you need to understand, and understanding means data. So it's this whole mix of art and science. I believe in leaders as learners. I think to be a great leader, you need to be constantly learning. And this whole path about learning from different industries, in this case, and always staying up to speed, learning and seeing the rest of you around you, also understanding that you are there to learn and to understand their needs from your colleagues, your peers, your consumers, your clients. The other area that is very important is that to lead, you need to be first. It's as simple as that. And that means that you need to have a lot of drive and always push the organization and lead the organization behind that. I have a clear pivotal moment in my career, which is after working for Coca-Cola, and by the time I had already worked for 4 or 5 different global multinational American companies. When I was 8 years at the company in Coca-Cola, I received suddenly, Friday afternoon, this call from headquarters. It's like, we're calling you because we want you to come and lead run Coca-Cola globally, which is like, what? But obviously there was no doubt for us as a family that was a great opportunity. It was a huge adjustment when I got to the headquarters because in fact in Coca-Cola in Spain, we were doing very advanced ideas. We were a little bit of the outliers in the global marketing system because we were not obeying some kind of the rules of what the global team was imposing to all of the markets. So I was a little bit of the black sheep. When I got into the global headquarters, they looked at me, it's like, how is it possible that you're coming here when you have never followed the rules and now you're pretending the whole world to follow your rules? So that was a big change and obviously a lot for me to adapt and also how to take decisions because you feel, going back to my philosophy of learning, I thought, wow, now I need to learn about how people perceive this brand across 200 markets or countries where we were present. But I think it was a big change for me and obviously it gave me a lot of exposure and a lot of opportunities to continue developing my career. So the core principle that remains consistent is that everybody that is buying are people. And we are more alike than different. So even though we want and we like to stretch the differences, and the truth is that at the end, the motivations that people have and that take them to take a decision to buy are the same. And they are very much guided, in fact, by emotions. The only difference is what are the tactics that you use. So obviously, when you're in consumer goods, the tactics, the channels you use to send your message, the way you learn about the consumers is very different. The US is a mix of a lot of countries, to say it somehow, because there are big differences across the states. I think probably California is the one I would say is closer to Spain, is more European and in the way, not only because of the weather, because of what we eat, and there is something here that you feel is kind of more Spanish. But having said that, the difference is not in the talent, it's not in the ideas, the difference is in the resources. So obviously the access you have here to money to pay for your ideas, whatever is that idea, is vastly different from what you have in Spain. It's just that when you have the good ecosystem and the money around you, innovation happens. There are, I think, especially when you come from Spain, there are some characteristics about how we do things in Spain from a leadership and management perspective that you have to adjust. So we tend to be perceived as very direct. And I think the other thing that I learned very fast is that Americans are very good at selling themselves. So you have to learn to sell yourself much better. Having not only traveled but lived in other places give you very different perspective. And I learned that also very fast in Coca-Cola, because even when I was in my global team, the headquarters in Atlanta, managing these 200 countries with all of the marketing brand leaders in each one of their countries. And it's not the same to manage that from the distance or even travel there a couple of times per year than to be inserted into the culture. In fact, that's why I asked when the opportunity came up to go to Singapore, I said, I want to go there. Asia was moving really fast. And if you are not there, you don't realize about it. I think you develop like a respect for the nuances of the different cultures, and it probably makes you more observant, but also I think you develop a sensibility to read what is behind the lines. Well, the immediate next step is I really have a passion for reinventing what marketing is in the financial services industry. I think there is still a lot of value the function can add. I think some companies still don't see. So that's one. As part of that, also developing my team, I think it's very rewarding to see your team growing. And then beyond that, I also have a passion for sharing my experiences and my knowledge with other companies through board director seats. Those are my next steps professionally, yes.